Welcome back to the channel, guys. I owe everyone an update. It's been definitely over a year since I posted. Said a lot of stuff going on, nothing bad, nothing crazy. Just been busy out enjoying life. So I'll get it out of the way right now. ZR2 is gone. It left last September. It is still local. It is still in good hands. It does get used regularly. It gets washed more than I washed it, actually. Nothing major has changed on it. Nothing really, actually. But still running the 37s on it. It's in good hands. But I will get right into it with this. Last you guys saw, I had just purchased a Polaris RZR. This is a 2019 Turbo S. It was a leftover new unit from 19. I bought it in spring of 20. And this thing is a blast and a money pit. And you would probably have to dump a good $250,000 or more into a truck to make it compete with something of this caliber. This thing's wild. I have and excuse the cars passing, there's gonna be a few. Not doing this live. I am doing it live. So I'm just gonna buzz through it, and this thing's filthy. I just got it back from Drummond Island, actually. We went up for Memorial Day, and the mud up there's terrible. This has got a really quick power wash. No soap, no scrubbing, and I really didn't spend much time power washing it. So there's gonna be dirt on it, but that's what it's made for. Quick list of the, quick rundown of the list. We have, I think the biggest thing to point out is that cage that's in there. It is a custom cage built by Tip of the Mitt Welding and Fabrication out of Boyne City, Michigan. Great guys there. Definitely would recommend. They did about a 2-inch chop in the front up here. So this was, up here, and then in the back, they did probably a 7 or 8-inch chop. It was close to up there. It's pretty drastic. I did have to do a little seat lowering kit. I put in some real harnesses, 3-inch PRP, 3.4 harnesses. Seat lowering bases are set up. I could run a 5-point if I wanted. I really don't need to. Anyways, the stock cages are only rated to about 25 mile an hour rollover or tip over. So I went with this, and this thing is going to be the last thing broke on this buggy. So as you can see, they did a nice job at the roof. Got everything up there. What else here? Mirrors, Chupacabra, great mirrors. We did the spring kit. This is at a Hyperco spring kit out of, they're out east. They're kind of like the E-Bach of the east. E-Bach's out west, Hyperco's out east. These things are custom tuned to the exact weights and style of riding I do with my buggy. It restores the ride height to where they should be from the factory. They're extremely undersprung from the factory. It's not considered a lift kit by any means. It's just a proper spring rate on these Fox 2.5 live valve and the factory 3.0 live valves in the rear. Another thing we can go over on this, just a big one, is this exhaust. This is an Evo Performance exhaust, and besides looking mean, and granted it's dirty, but it does go all the way into the turbo in there, 3-inch all the way back, goes into here, and this little bugger right there is a solenoid, and I can run straight through, right to the top of that muffler. From here, straight out there. Or you hit the solenoid, it closes a valve in there, and it reroutes it through the muffler a few times and out this bottom one for a quiet, but deeper tone than stock, but same noise level. You can have a conversation as much as you could stock at least. Let's just do wheels and tires. These are some Icon beadlocks picked up from 589 Fabrication. You guys recognize that name in the ZR2 crowd if you're still watching. Out of Lower Michigan there. These have been great wheels. These are true beadlocks. As you can see, they are well used. They work well. These tires, can't say enough good about them. These are the Buggy. I do not believe these are the DOT tires. I haven't looked that close, but I thought it said not for road use on them. They're the stock size 32 by 10 on a 15-inch wheel. The wheels are 1 inch more offset per side than factory, so it does give this thing a little more of a stance. Great traction on these tires. I did not air them down at all for Drummond Island, and it just gives this thing one heck. I mean, thing's wide. So, but the traction on these tires, these have a couple burnouts on them. They still look full tread. They're sticky. I had no issues on the rocks. They went right up. Deep sand is the only thing I haven't really had them in, like pure beach or pure desert sand. And everything else, they've done outstanding now. What else? Sound system, some JLs and a wet sounds bar there. These things sound great. They're all loud. Inside here, there's some fun stuff right there. Dyno Jet custom tunes from Aftermarket Assassins. And to go along with it, you guys can't see it, but it's a full clutch kit inside there for the CVT belt. And I have tunes. I have the stock tune, obviously, that maintains the stock tune, and then 2 through 6. So we got tune 2's just a little extra spice. Tune 3 is pump gas still, 91 to 93. We have 93 here in northern Michigan, and the thing scoots on that. That's a go-to tune. I have it clutched somewhere between there and tune 4. It holds both tunes extremely well. Tune 4 is roughly a 100 octane tune. It's they say it can sense from 95 up to 105 on the octane chart, so and adjust for it. That thing runs about 18.5 psi boost on tune 4. Just a lot lower. It maps the where the boost kicks in a lot lower in your throttle position, so it just seems, it just gets off the line so much faster. Then there's tune 5, which is your 110 minimum race gas tune. That one is that's a scooter, and you can definitely feel the belt not liking its life when you're on tune 5. Thing just moves out. It's right now clutch runs out of overdrive about 95 miles an hour. Just be cruising, and this thing will run into overdrive, kick rev limiter, and spit a nice fireball out the back. Been debating getting launch control. Really don't need it. It's a 2-step. Does make cool noises and shoots flames, but that's a whole nother story. Another thing I've done up front here, and I actually don't even have it in right now. You can see this empty bracketry right here. That is where the sway bar would be if it was in here. Well, that's the sway bar. That's where the sway bar end link would be. And that makes completely independent. One side not relying on the other side at all, or not affected by the other side at all. 25 inches of travel up front, true inches of travel. Then in the rear, I have, and it's probably easier to see from the other side, a sway bar disconnect. Granted, none of you know what you're looking for in here, but it's that solenoid there, little motor. Looks just like one out of a Jeep. And that allows this thing to be disconnected and gets the rear a full 26 inches on each side. I mean, I can have 3 tires on the ground and have that 4th tire 3 feet in the air at least, and this thing will still keep going. It's pretty wild. Then you press the button for that rear sway bar over here on the far right. I don't know why it won't focus. There we go. Sway bar locked right next to the exhaust button for the valving there. And you press that and she's locked up. She rides pretty good, pretty tight. And then you get your front hook back up. Seems not like focusing today. And this thing rides like it's on rails. It'll, hold that 80 plus miles an hour in the trails. Gives you way too much confidence. But that is what I believe are most of the mods on this thing. I'll go into more detail later once it's clean. Start pumping out some videos here occasionally. Everything's been working great. The only thing I've had to change is the belt. I did go through 2 sets of stock tires between burnouts and just riding hard. Luckily, these BFGs are holding up a lot better. So, you may have seen it already because of my half-assed camera skills, but the other thing that I have been driving is the new work truck. Work, personal. This thing is right here. This is a 2021 3500 HD Silverado High Country. It is 1 ton. It is crew cab long bed, and let me just give you guys a little view here. Longest crew cabs GM's ever made, and also longest beds GM's ever made. I mean, just look at the length of that thing. Unreal. It's not too bad to park, actually. Just if one end or the other is going to be sticking out of the parking spot. In classic me fashion, this thing did not stay stock for more than about 800 miles. I'm actually going to turn over 5,300 tomorrow, I think. So what I've done to this, and I'll go on the inside in a minute, but obviously those aren't the stock wheels, they're not the stock tires. However, they are the same height as the stock tires. The tires that come on this are a tall 34.5, and these are a standard 35, 12.5, and the speedometer is dead on at 60. They measure the exact same diameter, and that's wild because these are 35s, and look at all the room in that wheel well. I mean, this has been asked by people of GM. We've been asking for big wheel wells for a long time. Finally got them. Used to have to lift the previous generation Duramax a good 4 to 6 inches to reach this height. These are kind of cleaver tires. They're not bad. A little noisier than I thought, to be honest. They're wearing out really fast. Maybe because it's a 1 ton, but the wheels on another set of fuels. These are 22 by 10, minus 18 offset, and it does gives this just enough stance to the truck. Just gives it a good look. And then I don't know if you saw in those clips, but I do have a full stage 3 Cognito kit on this thing with Fox 2.0 reservoir shocks. As you can see here, Cognito upper control arm, ball joint, And these Performance Series Foxes are just an incredible ride with that upper control arm compared to factory, even though it is higher. In the rear, we do have a 1-inch block, so it does sit up. The front probably 3 inches, and the rear 1 inch taller than stock. It's kind of on uneven ground now, but the rear still sits about 1/2 inch higher than the front. What else here? We have a nice Revolver X4S by Back. This tonneau cover is amazing. Let's get that down for you here. Ignore the bed. Again, just got back from an island trip. This thing is filthy. The whole truck is filthy. I will wash it and go into greater detail of stuff later. But I mean, this whole thing just rolls up. It's that nice aluminum. It's all black aluminum, and it all rolls up right next to the cab. It is said you can support 400 pounds, I believe, is what it said on top of there. And it's pretty incredible topper from what I've seen so far, or not topper, but tonneau cover. Yeah, this truck is definitely loaded. I went all out on this one. I'm gonna have it for a while. It will become a secondary tow vehicle at some point. Right now, it's obviously the daily. I am getting a Banks Engineering Derringer tuner for it tomorrow. No, 2 days from now. And that'll increase the horsepower and torque a substantial amount with keeping emissions intact, because deleting these, you're going to be in the $6,000 plus range for parts alone. So it's running board does come out. It's a nice feature. The inside, gonna work in the dirt, so you're gonna see some dirt, but just on the floor. This is a high country interior. Got the heated ventilated seats, front and rear. Rear is not ventilated, just heated. But these are just a joy to drive and spend time in. Everything on this thing, I mean, I'll start it up quick for you guys. Let me set the camera down real quick. Actually, I don't need to. I'll just hop in. Mileage is not good. I've been hot rodding it a little bit. It's all the digital gauges. The rearview mirror, that is a screen. It is a computer screen. It'll flip to regular and go back to computer. Do have the sunroof in here. Lightens things up a bit. Just an excellent truck. I have no bad to say about this thing. I do have window tint on it. Got a 5% strip on top. Probably should have done the whole windshield in like 20, but I didn't. Got 20 on the front sides, match the rears, and then over the rear I have 5/20, which is just dark. Bose stereo in this thing, which is obviously the Bose speakers all the way around. There's a Bose sub under this console, and in the rear, might as well open that up. In the rear, we have the GM factory kicker sub. Definitely would recommend. It's a 10-inch sub. This does appear to be either very good looking laminate. No, there's depth to it. That's some sort of fake wood. Could be real, I don't know. I'm not a wood expert. Working in dirt. But there's your rear controls. Definitely recommend the kicker sub upgrade. It adds just enough punch, nothing crazy. You can tune it how you want. I mean, this thing has every bell and whistle. I don't know if you can see here that there is heads-up display. I really enjoy the heads-up display. Really enjoy this camera mirror. There's, I don't know how many cameras on the outside of this dang thing. It's impressive. I didn't spare any expense on this one, and I'm really happy I went this route. There's not much else I'd rather be in at this point. Just a great vehicle all the way around. Another thing I've done just as a cosmetic mod, is absolutely nothing to do with performance or sound or anything, is this elbow here. It is a clamp-on Venturi, or ventilated at least, Flow Pro 4 to 5 inch elbow that I did. It's all stainless polished, and I did that to a MBRP 5 to 6 inch dual walled slant cut tip. And I just didn't like the factory bazooka tip. It just looks, I don't know, cheesy. But I think this looks pretty good. This adds that little custom touch. Like I said, since it's not deleted, it does not change the sound or anything like that, unfortunately, because these sound great. Deleting is definitely on the list, just not immediately. Here's that rear window tint for those asking. I mean, it's dark. I'm not seeing in there, but I did put on this truck real quick. I did do what I did on my last work truck, which I don't think I had a video of, but I did a Speed Turtle Engineering flasher module, and I'll kick that on right now. It's got to be running. I don't really understand that, but let me kick that module on for you. Just turn those on just for fun, and then I believe you can. Yep, it's doing it. You can see the fog light is flashing. And the Speed Turtle just sits right up under there. It takes 30 seconds to install, okay, maybe a minute. You get the idea. And what that does is it lights up and flashes all the lights on this thing. And it's not very dark out, so you're not going to get a good effect. But you get the idea. And actually, if I shut the fog lights off, let me do that quick. Let's turn this to here. There, this should work. That's better. Now the fog lights are flashing with it. It's kind of nice because if you accidentally hit the button at night and your headlights are on, it won't flash them. It'll leave those on constant. So yeah, you got your, what I'm calling a mirror pod. It's a floodlight for the side of the truck that flashes, and you've got your mirror. Orange that flashes there. You've got your front signature lights there, your low beams, your directional, your fog lights, and it's a show. The rear, we'll look at the rear quick. 1-ton badge. The rear flashes everything back here. You got your upper reverse lights, your upper third brake light, those are all LED. And then you have your, I'll call them spider lights, just these red outside tail lights. It leaves the tail light running light on in here, but it flashes the actual brake light. I want to change these out to LEDs. It's kind of annoying I didn't do that, but I think they mess with the reverse camera too much. It even does flash the trailer lighting bulb. But it's just a lot more, I'll say, aggressive and noticeable flash pattern. My line of work, that's helpful quite often if you are on a major highway or you are around a blind corner and you need a signal truck. So that's that, and it's all integrated right in the factory. It's pretty cool. Let's shut this thing down. Oh, we gotta turn those off. There we go. And yep, that's a running board. The running boards do something cool when it's dark out, and that entire strip you see as an LED light, when you hit the unlock button, that lights up, as well as all the entry lights everywhere on it, and like up there and whatnot, and just the whole underside of the truck glows. It's pretty neat. So plenty of power, even though I'm tuning it. That's standard for me though. The 10-speed transmission is just a dream to drive. It doesn't, it's not gonna do nice positive hard shifts like your 5 or 6 speed in your previous Duramaxes, but you're definitely, it just stays in the power. You don't feel the shifts. You hear them. It's not annoying by any means. It has plenty of power in any speed that it's in. Plenty of torque, I should say. But that's where we've been. Like I said, YouTube yelled at me and said, hey, you're getting demonetized, and that was I think 3 or 4 months ago. So anyways, definitely not doing this stuff for profit or whatnot, just showing you guys what we got going on up here in northern Michigan. If anybody rides, let us know. It's I think 85 out right now. Not great riding weather. Try to ride either at night when it's that hot, or wait till it's not 85. It's too humid, too warm. You're sitting right on the engine. More to come. Definitely gonna try and keep the channel active. Try and get a video every couple weeks if I can. Definitely busy summer already. Will do my best in that respect. But like I said in the beginning, you guys, ones that have stuck it out here, deserved an update or the channel to see what's going on, and that is what's going on. Definitely still hang out with the whole cheese bread ZR2 crew. Been to the last few outings. They're all doing well. They've got some cool truck modifications. You go visit their YouTube channels and give them a follow. That's what we got going on. Just give you guys a couple closing shots of these things. Really enjoying, as I've said, both of them tremendously. Turns out the RZRs are not cheaper to mod than trucks. They're just as expensive, but they go a hell of a lot faster over a hell of a lot rougher terrain. And you can sip your beverage of choice while doing so without spilling it. Just give you another view of the length of that truck. It's just outstanding. 8.5 foot bed and biggest crew cab GM's ever made. I don't think I can really get you a real life perspective how big it is, but we will we'll keep doing what we're doing up here. And you guys, if I haven't lost you by now, stick with it and we'll get some cool content coming. Maybe some boat action here, who knows? Gotta get something for this thing to pull besides work stuff. We'll see you guys later.